I'm fucking dying, man.
I make your mouthpiece obese like Della Reese. When I release, you lose teeth like little Steve.
Okay, folks, this is the 1-2 Kid, and I'm a bit excited about this situation that we got with the WBO. They seem to be ordering this fight between Bud Crawford and Sean Porter. I heard about it last night. Somebody also dropped it this morning in the Google chat. Shout out to Mr. Kong. And I'm like, this is big. This is big. I like this. I like the fact that the sanctioning body is actually forcing the fight to get it going. First, let me shout out everybody in the chat. We got Martin Ramos, Icon, LaRon. What's going on, man? What's going on, fellas? I know y'all excited about this, but we can't get too excited because between these networks and these promoters, they weasel their way out of making these big fights. And I hope that neither one of these guys is waiting on that winner of Spence and Pacquiao, because that could hold this up. And holding this up, and then this guy holding on for this guy, and this guy waiting for that guy, and this network waiting for these people, and this promoter waiting for this. Everybody waiting on each other. What happens is nothing happens. So they need to make this happen now. I think it would be a great fight. But Bob got to come out his pockets and pay, or possibly PBC. So someone's gonna have to put it on their network, or it might even go to purse bid. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious to how everybody, their opinions, what they heard about it, or what they think about the whole situation, so that we could cook on this. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. You're more than welcome to hop on and cook on this, because I think this is a decent subject, and I think it needs to be talked about definitely. I don't think enough people is on this. What's going on, Black and Brown? I think this is a hot topic right here. Do the fighters want to fight? Do they really want to fight each other? Are the promoters gonna work? Is someone gonna swoop in and snatch this fight from both networks? Like, what's gonna happen? Like, because if it goes up to purse bid, hey man, you know what I'm saying? We might be seeing this shit on Triller. You never know. So, but it's definitely a fight I want to see, because it's going to clear it all up right here. All the excuses, all the narratives, all the BS that people are talking about Porter and Bud, and Bud ain't fought nobody. This would be a guy that's been in there with all the PBC fighters, from Keith Thurman to Danny Garcia and Earl Spence. So this will clear it all up, and then we'll see. People will see if Bud Crawford is a legitimate welterweight, which I believe wholeheartedly that the dude is more than legit. But if this is what they got to see, I'm not mad at the fight, and it's a decent name on Bud's resume at welterweight, since that's such a hot topic and a narrative. I don't have a problem with the fight, and being that Manny and Earl about to get it, why not? Why not make it happen? So that's my thoughts on it. What y'all think about it? We got Lisa Bells in the chat. We got Black and Brown, Iron Kong, LaRon, and Martin Ramos, man. I hope the fade's coming out fresh today. But this is good news. Usually I try not to report or talk about stuff, but it was they ordered it. But I like to see when it's signed, or when these dudes are, at the weigh-in, which kind of sucks because you can't really promote the fight the way you want to. So we want to see what they're gonna give us out there in the internet world, whether this thing is official. Because just like Fury and and Wilder, or Fury and AJ, they gave us all this stuff. They talked this talk, but it never came to fruition, or it still hasn't. So we kind of stuck on that. So we want to know what it is, and if these guys both want this fight. Because if they both want this fight and it goes up the purse bid, then it's on and popping. And it's a matchup that I would love to see. Absolutely. You know what I mean? I would love to see this fight. I'd love to see these guys get in there. I'd love to see, because let's face it, Porter is not going to come to fight. What's going on? Black Horseman, BHP in the building, UGC Flame. What's popping? But this is what boxing's about. All right. So this supposed unproven guy could get in there with Porter. Oh, and the link's in the chat, bro. I could drop it in the Google one too. We could go to that before they mess with that stuff. Yeah, but it kind of sucks that it's gotta be forced. It should have been done prior. So, you know what I mean? It should have been done prior. There it is. That's for the homies if they want to come in. Got everybody shouting out, everybody. They had to force the fight. One thing I've learned is don't trust shit unless it's signed. Yeah, they got to force it. But will these guys try to, will the promoters or the fighters try to weasel their way out of this fight? And that's the problem. On the road listening. Okay. But it's something that I feel that we should cook on. You know what I mean? It does suck. It shouldn't have been forced. This fight was already kind of put out there. These guys were already, talking about it and then not talking about it and then talking about it again. And that's a problem because we want to see these guys fight one another. We know Porter's been in there, but it's been with PBC fighters, but great competition. And he's always coming to fight. And we know Bud has been making an attempt to make these fights happen, but for some reason, it's not going through. Maybe it's his promotion, maybe it's this or that, whatever, but he's doing everything in his power to try to make these fights happen. So hopefully he keeps that same energy, for this Porter fight. And if the fight does go down, I'm curious I know how a few people already see it. How you guys envision it going down? I see it as a good matchup. I think Porter might give him some issues early in the fight, but I think Bud just starts giving him the business and just completely takes the fight over, mid-fight, and just and takes it home. That's how I see that fight going down. What y'all think? But it's also gonna clean up the whole narrative. We got Kong in the building. What's going on, Kong? Oh, peace. Man. Peace, Kong. How you feel about it, man?
Yeah, I just want to shout out my Avi, right? This is a advertisement for VADA. Just letting y'all know, Anthony Joshua Usyk is enrolled in VADA, and this dude who has his hands on AJ was also enrolled in VADA. Went bad for him though.
Yeah, anyway. All the way bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 1-2 Kid. So 1-2 Kid, right? I don't know if you remember, right? We had a conversation about this fight a long time ago, and we were saying like, yo, why doesn't Sean Porter force the mandatory and force maybe a purse bid since nobody wants to pay for the fight?
Right.
So here we are now, full circle. The fight is being forced or whatever. And if nobody wants to pay, let it go to purse bid, right? And it's kind of a shame that you had to get to this, or I don't know if it's that Porter them activated the mandatory position or requested it because they were number one, and we all know in sanctioning bodies, being number one don't necessarily mean you're the mandatory, i.e. the WBC, right?
Right.
But in my opinion, this is an easy fight to sell. anybody would bid for this fight. So Bob Arum gonna have to come out of his pockets, but Terence Crawford has one fight left in his contract.
Right.
Right? Is this gonna be Terence Crawford's last fight on the contract? Right? I don't know what Terence Crawford's gonna do because he's a very private guy, and a lot of people speculate he's gonna leave Top Rank. I don't think he will, unfortunately, but it's 30 days, right? So 30 days, and his last fight is supposed to be in October. So 30 days and fight in October, and then make up your mind. Because, I mean, nobody wants to see knows they paid a fight. We know PBC and them just spent out buku dollars to get that Canelo Alvarez fight, right? And they're going to have to know, pray and hope that the pay-per-views are worth it. So I don't know if PBC are going to be able to pay what these two might want for the fight. And we know Bob Arum don't like to pay for shit.
Nah,
right?
he doesn't like to pay for nothing. So
if a deal can't be made, let it go to purse bid. And we all know Eduardo Hearn is always waiting for an opportunity. Remember, Eddie Hearn bid more than Top Rank for the Teofimo Lopez fight. Remember that?
That's a fact.
So if it wasn't for Triller coming in with that ridiculous purse bid, that fight would be a match rule and would have been over already. Right?
Yeah.
So this is a great fight. It's a fight that should have happened a long time ago. I don't know what Sean Porter was talking about. He should have been taking this fight because from what I understand, they want to line up Thurman and Ugas for a fight over there. If that's happening, well, you're the odd man out. You're the odd man out. Danny Garcia ain't there for you to fight again. So you could have yourself in another title fight while Thurman fights Ugas, Spence fights Manny. This is a great fight for Sean Porter. And for Terence Crawford, it's the fight that he's been wanting for a long time, an actual top class welterweight. Yeah. So let's pray and hope calmer heads prevail. Bob pays for it, or PBC pays for it. If not, Eduardo comes through.
Yeah, it's true. And LeBron's got a point too as well. That he said that he's waiting for to right here. I'll pull it up real quick. Said, I hope Bud whitewashes Porter so that the PBC fangirls can say Porter ain't nobody.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, we know it's on deck. We know it's in the clip. You know what I'm saying?
Know.
They already got it. It's locked and loaded. The fight ain't even been done yet, and they ready to shoot. You know what I'm saying? Finger on the trigger.
Oh.
But
it's gonna be who's Sean Porter? He lost to everybody. He ain't no good. Sean Porter is he a gatekeeper. Right?
But it would have been the same thing if the Danny fight had came to fruition, because let's just be honest, they already saying that Bud ducked both Porter and Garcia already. So I don't listen to those guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't pay no mind to that, but I do catch it every once in a while when they show up on other people's chats and they talk that mess. But it is what it is, I guess. But to me, it's a fight. It's a big fight, like you said. Thurman and Ugas. We got Manny and Spence, and I heard that they reinstated Manny as the WBA champion again.
If they do that, Ugas got to leave PBC.
I'll tell you what, the WBA all over the place. They strip him, they give it back, they strip him again, they give it back to him last minute. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I don't know what that's about. I'm curious though. Does the WBA have mandatory VADA testing?
No.
Okay, because I was about to get in a conspiracy theory. Yeah, I was like, hey, I don't know. I gotta find out. I gotta make sure. I gotta check. Gotta make sure here. But I think so that would be for 3 belt, right? Unification. If that goes through, which is it's not that I don't think Manny deserves it. It's not that I don't think Ugas deserves it. It's just like the WBA gotta make up their mind what the fuck they trying to do, man. They honestly do. And as for Porter and Bud, yeah, man, this is a big fight. Someone's gonna pick this fight up. This fight's gonna go one way or the other. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's the zone, because like you said, Eddie gonna be all over that. Like, yeah, man, y'all should sign with me. You know
Y'all
what I'm
can't
saying?
y'all can't give Eddie no space. Don't give him no room. You know he gonna slide in there.
Yeah, and that's what I don't think the PBC and Top Rank get, man. Is this dude is there, man. Don't matter how much you down talk this dude. This dude got the cash back in him, and he putting on the events, and
He
he
not going
damn near
nowhere.
he damn near snatched up to your female on your ass if Triller ain't come in and kick theyself in the ass. Now they
That's
like,
right.
man, what the fuck, man, this diva ass motherfucker. You know, but hey, man, but he was at the time he had the momentum, everything was going good.
Oh my God.
It seemed like a good deal. But here you go, he talking about dropping his IBF, and I'm like, damn, man, come on, Tio, I'm bigging this dude up too, man. I was hoping he didn't fall for this shit or just change up on me, but hopefully this fight does go down. I don't care what network it's on. I'm watching it if it happens, and I'm gonna purchase the shit if it goes down, just to embellish in what's gonna happen. And no, I'm not knocking Sean Porter, but I like Sean Porter, but he's they throwaway guy for the PBC. He's the one that they throw out there every once in a while, and as soon as he got a title, they throw him in there with another titleist immediately. But everyone else, they let him hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? They let him hold on to it, like Tyson Fury in the egg weight, supposedly. They just let him hold on to it, wait for a big fight to happen. But him, they just kind of just throw him at anybody. You know what I mean? I knew he was going to be the throwaway guy last minute. And if the WBO ordered this shit without him, petitioning or pushing it, then shout out to the WBO, man. But are they going to follow through the same way, or are they going to pull that WBA bullshit or that WBC bullshit when you got a Mando, but then he's not the Mando, but he is the Mando, but he's not the Mando. But this works. We're going to throw this guy in it. That's the type of shit. There's too many like roads. You know what I'm saying? Too many lanes where these dudes can fuck up a good thing like this fight. And I don't fuck the friendship and all that shit, man. I think these boys should scrap it up. Big champ shit.
Friendship. Let me tell you something, man. All that friendship shit is overrated, bro. Friends fight every day.
That's
People from the same Danny Jacobs and Sergey Deverenchenko train in the same gym with the same guy, and they fought. Friends fight every day. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
I don't understand this new generation. It's like, if we friends, we can't fight. Also, if I don't like you, we can't fight. So it's like, well, what makes us fight then? If you're my friend, make some money with me. We're not going to try and kill each other, or we're not fighting with swords and goddamn axes.
Right.
We need to get somewhere, and we need to fight each other, and that's all.
And there's been plenty of fighters that said, yeah, they got their guys back in the limelight by giving them opportunities, their friends, and saying, yeah, this is what we do. This is what we do. You know what I mean? So you basically offering your homie a job.
Yep.
A good job. You know what I mean?
Hey, man, that's how he take care of his kids. As Floyd said, you can't eat legacy, and you can't eat friendship neither.
That's right. That's true too. Can't eat friendship. So
let's make some money together, bro.
Hey, right? Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. And I'm not gonna knock these guys for getting in there. I don't care if they homies or not. I enjoy watching both of these guys fight. So I think it'll be a fantastic fight. And I ain't never seen Porter not come to win and give 110% in any of his fights. So I don't see a problem with the fight. I think it's a big fight. I hope it does fucking great numbers, because people gonna be like, oh, it ain't gonna do no numbers. It ain't gonna do this. It ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, it will do numbers, man. If people is real boxer fans, they're gonna tune into this.
They're not going. I mean, if it's pay-per-view, you already know they're not gonna buy the pay-per-view, because these people don't buy pay-per-views. Fox gotta pray and hope that they can make back up that how much ever they're paying Canelo on pay-per-views, because all these people who talk about pay-per-views and all this nonsense, they don't actually buy pay-per-views, right?
Really?
So you already know they're not gonna buy no Sean Porter versus. Was Sean Porter versus Errol Spence on pay-per-view?
With Sean Porter and I'm not
I
saying.
think so. And it didn't do great. It did like 200,000 something. So if they're not even buying Errol Spence pay-per-views, these people not gonna buy Terrence Crawford pay-per-views, who Bob Arum has done a terrible job at promoting. However, on free TV or the ESPN Plus app, this will do a lot of numbers.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
fact.
saying? And you can make a lot of money from advertisements, ads, whatever you need to run. Because every fight, even though it's a good fight, is not a pay-per-view fight. That's why I like the zone. You can just go there. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff. I can turn on my app and it's there.
Right.
You don't have to depend on none of that nonsense, right? Because this fight is not going. If Bob Arum charges $80 for this fight, it's not going to do good.
Right.
It's not going to
That's
do good,
true
but it's
too.
a solid fight.
That's true too. And we done with that WB no shit. That's why I got WB. Oh yeah, it's popping. And they saying, hey man, you here? You know, y'all gonna have to fight. And this gonna be the fight right here. And I don't care where it's at. I don't care who's hosting it. I'm gonna be tuned in, and I'm gonna be paying my money, my hard-earned money, just to watch this shit. You know, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. I'm gonna be tuned in. And like you said, a lot of these guys say that they support people, but they basically, you know, they stream in the fights, man. And the numbers tell you that. You know, the numbers tell you that. They'll say, "Oh, I didn't even watch that fight," and then tell you all about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I ain't watched that. Man, but you see how he landed that right hand and all that shit? Like, yeah, I seen how he landed it. It just sucks that you seen it a half hour ago. You know what I'm saying? Because your shit is lagging. But you know what I mean? And that's another thing I gotta figure out, because I've been having some lags going through my Hulu, with my Showtime, my DAZN too. Like, so I don't know if it's on it. It's funny too, because like just down that network, a little off subject, because Lisa be a little ahead of me, and fucking Black be way ahead of me. West Coast be way ahead of me, and up like 15 seconds. And I'm like that. I'm trying to work it out, but I mean, how you contact these apps? You don't. You know what I'm saying? It's not like calling a cable company, you know what I mean? And cable is becoming obsolete. So I don't know, man. And I got the straight up DAZN shit on my phone and on my television. So I don't get it. Gotta work something out, man. But besides that shit, man, I'm ready for this fight. I want to see this fight. I want to see this shit pop off. I want to see, you know, Bud and Porter mix it up so that these fucking narratives get shot dead in their tracks. You know what I mean? Narratives for whatever you pushing. You know what I mean? And if Bud doesn't pull it off, which I doubt, but if Bud doesn't pull it off, then boom, there it is. You know what I mean?
Yo, the WBO is throwing a lot of shots these days, man. I just read a quote from Benson's page, and it says WBO President Paco Valcarcel, or whatever his name, has insisted that Casimiro WBO title versus Rigondeaux, the regular belt, WBA regular, is no unification. WBO only recognizes Naoya Inoue as WBA champion. WBO will never unify with a regular, interim, or recess belt.
Shout out to the WBO,
That man,
keeping it all the way 100. I mean, that's
all these Reggie belts and all these.
yeah. They like, yeah, you could bring it there for the trinket, but this ain't no unification. You can fool the people, but you ain't fooling the sanctioning body. They like, nah, we're not unifying. You downgrading our belt by even bringing that little shit in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep that shit at home. You could bring it, but as soon you could bring it to the ring, but not in the ring. You gotta leave it outside of the ring until we done fighting. That's cool though, because these are baby belts. They baby trinkets. You know what I mean? And you got these fighters that are carrying these trinkets around like, you know, they Dollar Tree belts. You know, that's what it is, really. So I like the fact that they're not bigging it up. You know what I mean? That's a fact. Say, oh, we got Flame on. What's going on, man? They can't say Bud Ducking no more. That's a fact, man. I seen your video too. If y'all ain't seen that, y'all, subscribe to Flame on 24 and check out that fire he got going on his channel, because he out there spitting some blood fire.
Yo, go back to Laron's comment about the app, PBC app.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Made an app similar to the Zone. Do you think they would get rid of the pay-per-view model? Would it be as successful? It would tell you who's purchasing their fights, because if motherfuckers didn't have the app, shit, they wouldn't be watching this shit, and the views gonna show. I don't know, man. It's the new wave, whether you like a network or you don't. So I don't know. It should be it should be successful. I mean, the Zone and Top Rank or ESPN got their shit going on, so I don't see why it wouldn't be successful unless people just wasn't purchasing it.
The thing is, right? The Zone and ESPN is always behind. I log on the site now. I don't know. The thing is, with the Zone, I think the guy Joe Markovsky for the Zone had to say that. He said the Zone is not a boxing app. The Zone is a sports app.
Right.
The Zone offers a lot of sports in different parts of the world. And this is the problem. So if you're going to release an app just for boxing, I mean, as 1-2 Kids, you'll know who really supports you for boxing.
Mm-hmm.
Markowski said the Zone is a sports app. This is where they have a lot of different sports, that different, like, as he said, like in different countries, the Zone is like the number 1 or the number 2 sports provider. And they're just waiting around in America for some of these contracts to be up, right? So they can put in their bid to get some stuff. I don't know if PBC will be successful, because you really need, to me, honestly, I don't think PBC is great at marketing, and you would have to market the app properly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because a lot of these PBC people don't pay for shit, bro. So I don't know.
You know what I'm afraid of is when the app comes in and you pay for the app and then they charge you again within the app. You know what I'm saying? Well, for certain shit. Like, I hope that they don't start pulling that model out, because that'll be hot horse shit.
Like when I first heard about ESPN Plus, I thought like it was like, okay, ESPN Plus, you have your subscription, like similar to what the Zone is doing now. I thought ESPN Plus was that. I didn't know that ESPN would still do pay-per-views on top of that. I thought if you have ESPN Plus, you get the fights. You get the fights for free, like on the app. I didn't know that there's still a pay-per-view model. I was shocked.
Yeah. Yeah, the fact, everybody knows the pay-per-view is dying. Because people ain't purchasing these fights for $70 when they could pay like damn near that same amount for an entire year of content. Good content. Some regular content, decent content, and then like pay-per-view type content throughout the entire year. Why would I spend this amount of money for one fight that we don't even know how it's going to turn out? It could be some bullshit. And then they could flip it, give a bad decision just to make another fight happen. You know, kind of like, you know, a lot of these fights. And then you got these rematches, and then they reselling the fight all over again. They reselling the fight. They keep reselling the fight. And it's like, I'm not into that, man. I like to see fresh fights. I like to see, you know, I like to get what I pay for, you know, because you don't know what you're getting when you watch pay-per-view. Like you're caught up in the event, the hype for the event, but at the same time, it's like the result may be hot horse shit. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, the card might be absolute garbage.
Garbage.
Like, you don't none of these fights, bro. So you paying $80 for one fight at the end of the night. And if you're like me, I go to sleep pretty quickly and early, bro. Some of these pay-per-view, like I love UK cards. Why? Because the main event is on by at least 10 o'clock my time, and I watch that shit and I get a chance to go to sleep. In America, bro, y'all main events sometimes come on almost midnight. I can't stay up for that shit, bro.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I hear you. I hear you.
and it's like I gotta like power through. Like remember the Wilder Fury 1 on the card? Terrible
Yeah.
on the card, awful. And it's like you're paying $80 for just one fight. One fight, really. I can't do that, bro. Let me pay my DAZN subscription and I'll watch what I watch. Okay? I'll pay my
Right.
DAZN subscription
Yeah.
and I'll watch what's there. But
Then you
I
can
don't want to
choose
pay
if you
$80.
want to see something or not. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not like you getting the surprise and it's like, surprise, got you, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And now you stuck watching some shit and you like, man, you sitting there, you $75 short and disappointed. You know what I'm saying? And and you pay for that shit. Invited people to your home.
Yeah.
Y'all watching the fight. Everybody, you done got all this dip, some beers, whatever, some barbecue going, and you like, this is hot horse shit. And everyone leaving disappointed with their head down, and you like, man, fuck this pay-per-view bullshit.
I'll just steal it next time.
Yeah, put that shit. And that's the case with it. So I don't think an app is a bad idea for the PBC. But what else? What other content are you gonna be pushing? You guys made a good point that those are two ESPN and DAZN are sports apps where you get a whole bunch of stuff. If you putting all your chips in one basket, then they may have to turn to saying, oh well, in order to keep this app going, we gotta charge you for this too. Like you can watch this up to this, like kind of like ESPN and ESPN Plus. Now you got to tune into PBC, super duper PBC franchise to watch the main event. It's like, yeah, man, I'm not fucking with that shit. That shit's gonna die quick if they try to pull that.
Man, let me tell you something. I just feel like, well, back to the Crawford Porter fight quickly, just to say, I'm really hoping that these people's managements don't get in the way, because they already had a bunch of, we friends, Sean Porter, Bob Arum lowballing me. I know what I'm worth. Anytime you hear somebody say I know what I'm worth, it's a problem, right? And like, I think they should force it to go to purse bids. Somebody will buy this fight. Somebody will overpay, right?
Yeah.
And I just think the fight, it's good for the sport in general. It clears out a lot of the clogs in the division. The division has started to stagnate. And these are the fights that is needed to happen for boxing to gain fans, because you're consistently putting on
good shows.
Not every so often you have a nice fight and then a bunch of garbage. Like people was telling me, like, well, PBC puts fights on for free. You gotta pay for the zone. I'm like, bro, half the shit that PBC puts on Fox, I don't watch. I don't watch that.
The other thing is this too. It keeps both fighters relevant. You know what I mean? That not just relevant on fucking Twitter, but relevant in their actions of what they actually doing. That's box. You know what I mean? These Twitter wars, you know what I mean? I get it for promotion, whatever. I don't get too much into it, for the most part. But this is a fight that Bud and Porter can give us to say, hey, we still relevant. We still in the game. Everyone talk about Manny and Spence. Let's, you know what I mean? We here. We still here. Like, don't sleep on us. We a part of this. And, I think these networks should just get this shit going and just make the shit happen, because it's only going to benefit you. If they purse bid it, you ain't even getting no ratings. You're going to get some money for not doing nothing. But how is that bigging up your brand? What you got to do is sometimes you got to say, yo, you know what? Let's bet on our fighter. Let's bet on these fighters. I think Porter could pull it out. The PBCs, and say, I think Porter could pull it out. Let's just put it on our shit. Or Top Rank, get Bob to dig in his pockets and just make it happen, because it's kind of like a fighter. These networks are kind of like fighters that don't punch. You know what I mean?
Go, man. Don't give a fuck whether you land or not. Just let him go.
So go, man. You gotta let him go. Let him go in there. Let him go in there and fight, man. So you know what I mean. Let's just watch the fight, man. I want to see these dudes fight. We boxer fans and we here to watch fights, man. And we here to watch these dudes mix it up. Big names get in there and fight. dogs like Porter and Bud Crawford, man. So there's nothing wrong with this fight. The WBO ordered it. Bud supposedly didn't fight anybody in the welterweight division. So let's clear this shit up. Let's make it happen. Let's get this show on the road, man. Fuck the horse shit and all the bullshit. This belt goes here. This belt comes here. No, I'm pulling it back. Lisa just said that she's checked the WBA and they said that Ugas is still the champ. And I seen something last night that said something about they reinstated the WBA super to Manny Pacquiao. But then again, it's not. Is it a reliable source? So I don't know, man. These people, like Ramo said, these sanctioned bodies do whatever the fuck they want to do. So they just moving shit around and switching it last minute. Like that's why I didn't care for the franchise. Well, he's the champ. No, not he's the champ. But they both the champ, kind of. It's like, come on, you know what I mean? It's like, come the fuck out of here, man. Just play it by the rules. Be square business. You know what I mean? So that the fans know what the fuck they're looking at, man. Because if I'm trying to figure this out, how am I supposed to enjoy these fights when they do get made? When I'm thinking about the politics of what the fuck is going on and what this guy's deciding to do, whether this guy's going to fight this guy, this Mando is a Mando, but is he? I'm not sure. It's like, fuck all that shit, man. Put shit in line so that we know what the fuck we're looking at. So when we know what we're looking at, we're going to be tuned in. You know what I mean? And that way we don't have all these arguments and indecisions and accusations and everybody saying their opinions when we're only talking about facts. You know what I mean? Most of these arguments that we have with one another in the YTBC is based on opinion. And that's because we don't really have a straight line to follow, you know? And you got to dig and dig and dig just to find a fact. And that's crazy, man. That's crazy. Like that's what boxing's got to get away from, so that they have a hardcore, steady basis of fans like the UFC. Because you're going to see a title fight. It's going to be a title fight. They're not fighting for the interim intercontinental assistant manager belt. They fighting for the belt. You know what I mean? We know what we're looking at. We're looking at
the super regular custodian belt.
Yeah, custodial arts belt. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here, man. And don't nobody want. We all know that that's horseshit. So when they talk about, he's the champ, when they was talking about Tank and comparing him to Mayweather, you did the same thing. You went through 130, 135, and 140. I'm like, who did he fight at 135, man? I'm like, what the fuck are y'all talking about?
That smell. The kind of smell.
Instances of bullshit like this are on the rise.
Horse shit.
We don't want to hear the shit. That's what we got the meter for, man. So if you're gonna come on here and you're gonna hop on the chat and you're gonna say horseshit stuff, you're gonna get the meter, man. The meter gonna blow up on you and you're gonna get the shit. You know what I mean? Just, you know, we here for entertainment and to have some fun with this shit too. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm about. I enjoy the content. I enjoy boxing. I got a passion for the sport. But why not throw a little shit in there to have some fun, man? Not just clickbait. I'm not talking about, I see these bigger channels, man, and they be clickbaiting the shit out of motherfuckers. And it's like, he trying to draw me to just click on it to see what the fuck he got to say. And it's like, but I don't really care because I know it's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I just keep it moving for the most part. There's only a few big channels that I watch that I enjoy, that are consistent on a regular basis. And you know what I mean? I don't even really hop on they panels and shit, but I will watch their content and enjoy it. You know what I mean? I'll just, type a little comment, I think this, and then keep it moving, because, I got my little clique. I ride with my clique, and a lot of people are very biased towards you too. I noticed that. There was a couple times I tried to hop on some panels and I was sitting in the background for a minute. And I was like, yeah, fuck this dude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fuck this dude. I know what this is about. You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't want the flame. So I just was like, I ain't fucking with motherfuckers no more. Certain motherfuckers.
Yep.
They don't really want it. I seen you hop on the panel and then somebody tried to give you shit. Then you came back on and shit.
What's that?
It's like, when you hopped on Black and Browns, dude was like, who the fuck is he? Come back on the panel. You're like, You mad?
What the fuck? I mean, you still got mad because it said Teofimo need to go to fucking Australia and knock Kambosos out.
Right.
What to go to Australia for? What the fuck you mean? Man.
Yeah, I was like, that, and that's what it is, man. Like sometimes I know some creators who I'll be on their panels, and now they talking a little different, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's that stardom or what that is, and I'm like, all right, cool, you know, I ain't gonna knock the hustle, but come on, man,
Hey,
you don't believe that shit.
All I'm saying is this fight, they have 30 days to negotiate a split, come to a deal. 30 days. That's what? A month. That's the entire month of August, maybe. This shouldn't be no hard shit. This fight should be announced for October. This should be announced for Terence Crawford's last fight on Top Rank. If Bob is trying to hold something over Terence Crawford's head, like either you re-sign with me or you don't get this fight, Crawford would be like, well, motherfucker, I'm not gonna re-sign with you anyway. Somebody gonna buy the fight.
Hey, the belt. Bob didn't sign that belt. That's Bud's.
Exactly. Somebody gonna gonna buy this fight. So either you buy the fight and make it my last fight, do good by me so I can be encouraged to stay, or you can give me Zepeda. I can clean him out, and we can make. We can agree. We can agree in principle with Sean and say, look, I'm gonna fight you right after Zepeda in like late December or early January. Let me clean him out, and I'm gonna see you right after, since Bob Arum is acting an ass. That's all you gotta do. Okay? But Bob Arum don't listen. Purse bids got nothing to do with Bob Arum. Nothing. If he don't want to pay for the fight, cool, no problem. Somebody will. Goddamn sure Hearn will, or Al Heyman PBC will. Somebody gonna pay, or Triller might find some more counterfeit money somewhere else and throw about 15 million at us. Who knows? Make us fight in goddamn some far off country somewhere, Kyrgyzstan somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So somebody gonna buy this fight. Don't have to be Bob Arum. Somebody gonna buy it. Now you already know since Eddie Hearn, since DAZN might not get the Canelo fight, they might have some money free. They might have a couple of dollars free.
Bob is grandfathered in, but when it comes to these fighters, man, he be dogging them and he's cheap as shit. Like, you can't hand the fighter a shiny nickel. Like, I got you a nice shiny nickel. Every time they do something, it's like, man, you got to pay these motherfuckers, man. And you got to promote them too. But he is grandfathered in, I imagine, because he's getting these guys these huge title shots. But at the same time, it's like, yo, this dude is so cheap. Like, he got to be the cheapest promoter, man. I'm dead ass serious. Like, we're not going to do the fight. We got this going on. He gave us a fight. He gave us the Teofimo Lopez, Lomachenko fight, but I don't think that he thought that Teo was going to pull it off. And I think he cornered himself. He checkmated himself when Teo pulled off the dub. The same way, like I said it before, like when Rigondeaux pulled it off, you know, he was like, what am I going to do with this guy? Damn. What am I going to do with him? Like, damn, he wasn't supposed to beat Donaire. Damn. Like, the whole time he's like not even congratulating the dude. He's just like, what am I? Like, he's saying his thoughts right there on the motherfucking after the point. He's like, what am I going to do with him? No one's going to want to see this guy. I'm like, shit, right in front of him. Like, damn, man, like, you ain't shit. and he put on a hell of a show. It was an entertaining fight. There was nothing not entertaining about Rigondeaux and Donaire. Nothing. I thought it was a fantastic fight. You know, I thought it was a great fight. And but he knew that the train stopped for him, the hype train. You know what I mean? This was his new Pacquiao. And it stopped right there. And I'm glad Donaire doing his thing. And these dudes are becoming successful, leaving Bob. From Oscar De La Hoya to fucking Mikey Garcia to fucking Floyd Mayweather is the blueprint. You know what I'm saying? And this dude is like hindering careers, man. Like Bud Crawford, you had a You had a 5-time world champion, and you can't get him in there with another champion other than for the WBO at welterweight because you don't want to come out your pockets? Man. Yeah, he should get out of there. He should get out of there, man. This dude. I'm not a big Bob fan.
Hey, 1-2. I'm, I gotta go get something to eat, bro. Thank you for having me on. I'll be listening.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. A
Yeah.
pleasure. Pleasure.
Peace.
But yeah, I'm not big on Bob, y'all. Peace to Iron Kong. Thanks for coming on. What's going on, PED? But this is a fight that need to be made. This is a fight that need to be made. I want to see Porter and Bud happen, man. And I'm surprised these networks and these promotional companies ain't jumping on this shit. Why they ain't really pushing this shit and saying, well, nah, man, you gotta give me this and we gotta do it this way. It's like, yo, you basically getting free promotion from the other promoter at the same time. But you should want it. You should want to big up your brand. And even if another brand picks up your fight and it's hosted on that fight, on their network, guess what? If you got the winner, everyone's gonna follow that fighter to your network. So I don't see why these fights ain't happen other than the fact that they worried that these fighters might lose, or they just don't want to spend no money. They don't want to spend a nickel on these motherfuckers. They're too busy on bigging up their brand than they are actually on fighting, on the fighters and boxing. And that's why I feel like the sport is losing. You can only milk the shit for so long. You got to give us the big fights. The boxer fans got to have them. We got to have these fights, man. You got to give it to us. You can't keep milking the system and expecting something different while your numbers ain't growing. Why the pay-per-views is always dying, because you're not giving us consistency. Boxing needs consistency. So if you're not giving us that, man, I'm on boxing. I'm a boxing fan, and I'm big on boxing. I ain't got nothing against Porter. I ain't got nothing against Bud, but I do want to see these motherfuckers fight. I think Earl Spence and Manny Pacquiao is a massive fight. You got fucking all of Texas behind Earl Spence, and you got half the world behind Manny. So hell yeah, that's gonna do big bucks, man. It's gonna do big bucks, and it's an entertaining fight. You got a legend in there with an up and coming lion. A 2-time world champion. But when guys like Bud, who is a 6-time world champion, is running into roadblocks, something wrong with the game, y'all. Something wrong with the game. That's my take on it, man. I look at the big picture. Like, I want to just, of course, we want to see the fights happen, but it's like, man, come on, man. That politics shit got to die eventually. You can't have that shit. RGM in the building. Chin Smoke in the building. PED in the building. We got Jordan in the building. What's going on, fellas? If y'all want to cook on this, y'all more than welcome. I could stay on a little longer if y'all want to cook. But yeah, I don't see anything wrong with this fight, and there should be no reason why this fight ain't happening. Point blank period. Point blank period, guys. There should be no reason why we don't get this fight. Neither one of these guys is really doing anything right now. They ain't got nothing lined up. Danny Garcia is moving up, right, to 154. We got Keith Thurman. He's probably going to be fighting Ugas. You know what I'm saying? In-house PBC. You got Earl Spence, and you got Manny Pacquiao, in-house PBC, and you got your Sean Porter. Why not make it happen, man? Why not reach out and network to make it even bigger for your brand? Why not? Or is it that you just don't want anyone infiltrating or whipping on your people's asses, which means you don't believe in your fighter? So and vice versa, and pay your fighter, Bob. Pay your fighter. Shit. Can we get some? Can a motherfucker get a decent check for the performances he's putting on? You know what I mean? And promote them, Bob. Promote your fighter. Shit. Big up your fucking fighter. Don't just keep throwing your fighters in harm's way. It dogging them out, man. whenever they turn their back, like that's some snake shit. I don't like that shit. Then the next minute talking about they the next Muhammad Ali and all that shit. We all know it. Us boxing fans that been around for a while, we know what you're doing, Bob. We see other people trying to follow your blueprint, but nobody really gives a shit, man. Like all these people talking about this Wilder and Fury fight, man. I could care less about that shit. They fooling y'all. Y'all getting bamboozled, hoodwinked, run amok. Don't buy that shit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Well, to me it is. If y'all want to buy it, y'all do what y'all want to do. That's just my opinion. You know what I mean? I just don't get it. Because I don't see that there was going to be any hype around that fight until they came up with all the conspiracy theories just to keep that fight alive. Because they probably had it, like they already had the fight lined up. So they like, you know what we'll do? We'll just make we'll put a lot of hype behind it and a bunch of shit. What if, wait a minute, what's this going on? To hype that fight up. But listen, if there was no accusations after that fight, would anybody have, after watching that fight, that last Tyson Fury Wilder fight, would anybody have want to watch it? Really? And if the Zone didn't do so much promotion for Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury, would the PBC have that promotion for their next fight? That's the type of horseshit that I'm talking about, man. I can smell it. I just hope y'all can read in between the lines and smell the shit too. But, that's I don't got much more to cook on other than what I just cooked on, other than the fact that I want to see these guys scrap, man. Get in there and scrap for that WBO, man. And then it's going to put a stamp. Then it's going to make that WBO legitimate also. So it helps the brand for Top Rank as well. So it helps Bud Crawford. And Bud Crawford ain't in there just fighting a regular guy, a regular Mando. He fighting D Mando, who happens to have a name. So I hope somebody comes in, swoops the purse bid, or one of these networks grow a pair and says, we'll take it. No problem. Yup. We're going to bet on our fighter and we're going to bet on this fight. Why not? Ain't that what you're supposed to do? Aren't you working for the fighter? Promoters? Aren't you getting a percentage of their money? You don't believe in these motherfuckers? Come on, man. Just look at shit different. What's going on, Red? You want to cook on it, Red? Shit, man. But we got the Usyk fight too happening. We got the Usyk and AJ fight. 3-time world champion in AJ trying to make Undisputed happen over and over again as a heavyweight. While these dudes sitting on that belt like a rotten egg. And everybody out there meat shielding for both of these guys. And it's like, what the fuck? This dude, and he gonna fight an undisputed guy coming up and wait. He ain't say to Usyk, what you do at the heavyweight division? You ain't really fought nobody. He ain't say that. And how do you tell a 5-time world champion that they not relevant in your division? What kind of narrative is that shit? You talking to an undisputed champion. You ain't did nothing in my division. It's like this dude did more in the last 2 divisions than you did in your entire career in 1 division. And you knocking him? Come on, man. That's a narrative, man. Even you don't believe that shit when you say that shit, Earl. Come on, man. Real talk. You can't buy that shit. You can't buy that shit. It's just a narrative that you told to push. I just hope it happens. I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you, man. Uh-oh. What do you say? I can smell all the horse shit. I just don't want them to think I'm going to taste it. That's right. You ain't got to buy the shit, y'all. You ain't got to buy the shit. You know what I mean? We don't have to bank on certain shit, man, because when you smell it, it's going down. And if you buy this shit, see, here's the thing. If you buy this shit and then complain, you know what it is. Well, we got Black Horseman in the building. What's going on, BHP?
Bro, what's happening?
UGC in the house. Let's get it. Let's get it popping.
We
How
here,
you feel
man.
about all this?
We'll see. The Crawford Porter fight.
Yeah.
I mean, wasn't it ordered before?
I don't.
Was
I
it
don't
quite
think-
ordered before? Or was they just he didn't activate the mandatory or some shit, right?
Yeah,
Porter?
I think that's what it is. I'm not sure if he activated this or if the WBO said, nah, y'all got to do it. Y'all got to do it. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm just hoping that nobody weasels their way out of this fight and fucks it up, because there's nothing wrong with this fight. I think it's going to make money. I think both of these dudes is going to come. Obviously, they're going to come to fight. You know what you're getting right off the bat. It's for a real fucking championship. And everybody else is locked up in another fight. Danny's leaving. Ugas and Thurman probably might happen. And we already know that Earl and Manny about to scrap it up. So this is a way to keep yourself relevant other than being on fucking Twitter and fucking running your mouth. You can actually just get in there and say, hey, let's make this shit happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, man, I don't think Porter gonna take the fight, bro. I've heard this guy talk about it on his Porter Way podcast or whatnot, and he doesn't talk like he's enthused about that opportunity, man. He's even said that it's on him. He actually preferred that fight later. So I'm like,
so you saying you're not feeling his energy?
Nah,
he
not at
ain't
all.
giving you the right energy.
You look at the state of his face. There's no way he's lucky the fight would stop.
It's the state of his energy, man.
Yeah, man. You said, look at the state of his face. Like I'm not feeling it. Like he not showing you that energy to saying, yo, I want this fight and I'm gonna make it happen. You know, but he never really had that energy when it came to Earl, but he wound up fighting him.
That's true.
So but that was also on the same side of the street, quote unquote, which is also.
But
Instances of bullshit like this are on the rise.
Shit, that's like kill some shit twice, man.
Horse shit.
We all know
this shit
that
right there, classic, bro. That bullshit meter, man. That shit's been flipping all year. But yeah, man. I mean, we seen before that fight happened with Spence, Porter and Spence. Porter then started talking about, he welcomes that fight. So he started becoming more vocal about the fight happening before it actually happened. I haven't seen Porter get vocal about, come on, Crawford. He ain't been talking Crawford at all. He willing to talk everybody else, man. He'll talk about break down fights and all of that stuff, man. But when it comes to topics, when it comes to Porter, this guy don't have that energy. He's not enthused about getting in there with Bud Crawford. None of them are on that PBC side, man. So I'll believe it when it actually happens. In my opinion, a sanctioning body ordering one of these PBC fighters to get in there with Crawford means nothing, man. I believe that they actually, they like they say, they wait for Al to make that decision. They call Al, and whatever Al, I guess, tell them or approves, then that's what they go with. But the WBO ordering that doesn't guarantee me that fight is gonna happen. I'm not confident.
Yeah, I know Al don't do any very little public talking, but I would love for him to come out and say, yeah, this dude never asked me for this fight. He never called me, or I called him, he ain't answered. You know what I'm saying? That would put a lot of shit out there, because I think Al takes a lot of heat for these fights not happening, and I think he gives the dudes options and they pick them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, well, we could go this route. If that, nah. I like the other one better. It's like, okay, he ain't gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? He's your advisor. So, but yeah, you're right, man. Shit, like, but are they their own promoters? Then they quick to use Al as a meat shield when they when they don't want to fight. Oh, well, you gonna fight, Bud? I better call Al. Yo, you better call Al. I'm my own promoter. Hey, how many times we heard that from
all of them,
from Jamal to Earl? It's like, come on, man. Like, But you just said you're a promoter. You know, and you calling the shots. I call my own shots. You know what I mean? Call Al in the same sentence. Call Al. You know, so you're right. But you don't know because it ain't communicated to you, and that way that confusion's there. So it's just like, well, then I tell you what, then y'all both get the flame. How about that?
Yep.
Because it's not happening. We not getting it as fight fans. So everybody get the flame. Bob get the flame. And if Eddie do some funky shit, he gonna get burnt too. You know what I mean? It's like consistency is key, y'all. Consistency is key, especially in the boxing game that is so inconsistent.
I mean, completely inconsistent, man. But I mean, like I say, I mean, a lot of people are excited about that, but at the end of the day, I don't, you know, I like I said, I'll believe it when it actually happens.
Right.
I think Porter is a good fighter. You know, he's never come off as a guy who shies away from top competition. His resume is, you know, is up there with the best at 47. However, when it comes to, and then too, I think when you think about it, think about the guys that when they actually lose to Crawford, the state of their career, you know, fuck the state of their face, the state of their career after they get
right.
So I don't know if that too factored in for these PBC fighters, because I mean, we finally got Jose Benavidez coming back after, I don't know, was it 3-4 years off or some shit after he got down. His first loss by Crawford, and then
I think he moved into 154 though.
Is he?
Yeah, because he's a big dude.
Yeah, he was big then. So yeah, I imagine, especially with all this time out, I doubt he'd probably come back to 47 unless he just really been working hard to keep the weight off and all of that stuff. But
I thought when he said he was coming back, he said he's going to be coming into 154, and it's a hot potato there, and he does got boxing skills, and he's a bigger guy. You know, Bud did get him out of there in the late rounds, but his chin held up till that last round.
It wasn't no easy work.
He put on a show too. He came to fight. So maybe his knees feeling better, and maybe he wanted to actually get his shit 110%. Or his
knee feel better.
Yeah, right. Really. But really though, I mean, the dude did get popped or a shot or whatever it was, where he fucked his knee up. So you don't know. Some of these guys go in there with injuries and don't complain about it. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. What's going on, Red?
RGM.
Hey, what up?
What's up, fam?
Not much. How's it going, fam?
Fuck all Mauricio's. What's up, fam?
That's like our little inside joke. We fam, but we also got it's a double entendre.
Exactly.
Right now, the name I got on my thing is Altheus, because I'm not even sure that dude exists.
Oh man, that's crazy, man.
I'm an atheist. I don't know that I don't believe he exists. Like, you got all these guys saying, you know, they got a whole lot of faith in that Al, but I'm not sure he exists. Yeah, I hope this fight happens.
Yeah, I'll see if it happens. Shit.
And that's what we want, man. That's what we just want. We want to see these fights happen, man, and stop with the bullshit, man. You know what I mean? It just push these guys to get in there and mix it up. Fuck, man. Like, damn, what's that fucking hold up? Like, this is what you get paid to do. Like, fucking, you know what I mean? If your promoter ain't paying you, get another one. If he ain't promoting you, get another one. If you can't if you can't fight the guys across the street, then get the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? Like, shit. If you can't even fight guys on your own side of your street, what the fuck you doing there? Like, yo, fucking move and go through the cut and come through the backyard. Like, now I'm gonna see you at the barbecue. Like, you know what I mean? Like, pull some shit. Like, cause it seems that they blocking the fights, and it's gonna show. It's gonna show in the wash when guys is just flat out avoiding motherfuckers, man. Fuck the politics. When when the dude got a different excuse every time the fight's about to go down, then you know what it is. You know what it is, man.
There
And
should
when
be
the
like
narratives
a
start dying left and right, it's like, well, now what narrative? Oh, well, you know what I mean? It's like one of them game shows where they're trying to come up with an answer. They're like, wrong side of the street. You know, yeah, and it's like, wrong. And it's like, well, he ain't really did nothing in the division. And it's like, man, you need to have a PR guy because you ain't cutting it with this horse shit. And what's sad is when you see fans going, yeah, you're right. I'm like, oh man. It's like, why don't you want to see the fight, man? Oh, you just want to see my favorite fighter lose. It's like,
you
what?
just want a payday.
We want to see the best fight. The best.
Like shit, man. Like the fuck, yeah, man. I don't know. I just don't get it. I just don't get it, man.
Yeah, that's the thing that gets me is when you say you want to see a good fight, and they're like, "Oh, you just hate Spencer, you just hate Wilder, you just hate Charlo, or you." It's like, because I want to see them go up against the best. I hate them. Like, if you really, that just tells me you don't believe in your guy.
Right.
It's crazy.
You fine with him being a paper champ.
Right.
You fine with him. Yeah.
Paper fans, man.
Yeah.
These fans love, all they care about is the paper that these fighters is making, man. Oh man, but he's still gonna get another bag in his next fight. No matter if he fight Crawford or not, he's gonna get a bag anyway.
It's like, if you just like to watch people make money, you could come to my house and just watch me sit there and work, because I'm making money too. You know,
Red getting
I like
the bag
to see
though.
the fight.
Red getting the bag though.
Yeah.
You know what?
In the bag.
No, you know what? No lie. For the past 2 weeks, this week I've only done one thing all week, and it's Thursday. And it took me like 5 to 10 minutes to do that one thing. And I've even told my manager, I'm like, you sure you don't want me to like do this in the meantime? They're like, no, we need to make sure you're available. Like, all right, y'all want to pay me? And keep in mind, this job pays me more than my last job. And my last job was stressful. So I ain't gonna complain. Hey, it's a blessing. Less stress, more money. I'm all for it.
You trying to adjust to easy money and shit? Like, y'all sure this is a little different? Like,
It is different because the last job I had was in the same field, but they try to squeeze. I felt like they was trying to squeeze the soul out of me. Over here,
that.
like,
you don't enjoy it no
like
more. It ain't no sense.
Yeah.
I hear you.
So like, and I work from home, so it's like now it's got to the point where I'll grab my mouse and I'll take it into my bedroom and I'll just wiggle the mouse every once in a while so my screen don't lock up. And then I'll go and check my emails. And if I don't see nothing assigned to me, then I just go back to my room and I, watch TV or do whatever the fuck it is that I'm doing.
Right. But Intangible says Porter may be a big banana skin in the way of Crawford. He could definitely lose the fight. And I gotta agree with Iron Kong. That's fine.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I gotta agree with that.
Just like the last fight with Castano and Charlo. Everyone, oh, it was a robbery. Oh, it was this. I'm like, yo, big champ shit prior to even the fight happening. I was like, yeah, you could king the man who pulls off the dub and knight the motherfucker who didn't. Because at least they made it happen. They gave us a show. And then they both went in there and gave us 110%. And I wasn't mad at the draw. I actually had it score to draw. So some people had it going Castano's way. Some people had it going Charlo's way. If it was a close scorecard, either way, I wouldn't have been mad. And we got these dudes were willing to do it. It was a little disappointing that we didn't get an undisputed champion, but it wasn't disappointing that they both attempted to become undisputed champion. So let's not miss what we got. You know what I'm saying? So what we did get was a damn good event, two dudes that came to fight, and that was willing to put their belts on the line to prove, because they believed in themselves. That's big champ shit to me. So at least make it happen. So I don't have a problem with it Like it could be what you say, but it could go all the way back. But I mean, go bad for Crawford. It's possible. It's boxing. Anything can happen. I don't see it going that way. I think it might look that way maybe for the first couple of rounds, but Crawford be making adjustments, y'all. You make adjustments in there, and Crawford is a strong mofo. He don't look, he ain't short and stocky, but that dude be chucking motherfuckers across the ring. He be just shoving them. I don't see people like muscling him on the inside and pushing him backwards unless he's just trying to box. I don't see dudes just constantly pushing on him. Like he don't budge. So this dude trains hard, man, to get in there, and you might see him go off on Porter. You know what I mean? And shoving Porter back. And then and what does Porter got when that happens? Yeah, that's his go-to. You know what I mean? Is move forward and just throw shots. He smothers a lot of his shots too. I think it'll be successful for Porter in the beginning of the fight because I know Bud likes distance. So, but when Bud finds distance, it's gonna be a long night for Porter. So it's just my take on it. But let's see it. The fact that they willing to get in there and give us this fight is what it's all about. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely, bro. Yeah, you know what, man? I think too, Crawford is gonna be the biggest puncher. What's the name been in there? Porter been in there with, man. The way that this guy, raise levels up as far as like he'll just touch you in the early part, and then as the fight progresses, he one of them guys that gets stronger too. And it don't matter what hand, what punch, man, he can fuck you up, upstairs, downstairs, and so it just makes for a great fight. Nobody over here is care about the risk. You know what I mean? It don't matter that, hey, Crawford might get his first loss. So what? Let's see it. Like Aaron Cohn said, like we don't meet shit on this side. So
yeah. And you know what? I don't know about that because I know Thurman was a big puncher. Thurman had a damn good punch too. So he been in there with big punchers, but it's accurate. You know what I'm saying? As Bud can get when he go down that pipe. He changed the game. Like, yeah, I think it's just the way he delivers his power that's going to be a little different. But he been in there with some big punches though, and he put on a damn good account for himself.
Ray got a lot of audio feedback. I gotta grab lunch real quick. Oh, somebody said that in the background.
Yeah, I think that was Kong.
Oh, okay.
It might have been Kong. Maybe it was Red. I don't know. Oh no, it was
my
Red.
bad. If I'm not talking, I'll go on mute because I got my AC on and I ain't turning it off. I'll go on mute in the meantime.
Hell nah, not there. You ain't turning it off. You keeping that shit on. Shit.
Hey, you know what I was gonna say? 1-2 kid is they need to make it like a 3-strike rule or something. Like if you get mandated, if you get ordered to fight somebody and you decline, you only get so many times to decline before like, okay, you will never get ranked number 1 in my division ever again. Fuck you doing? Like when we tell you to do something, you come up our ranks and we order something and you weasel out of this shit and don't try to make the effort to make the fight happen, then yeah, what am I ranking you for if you're just gonna keep pulling out? I mean, you look at the PBC, Danny pulled out. If Porter pulls out of this shit, that he'll beat another one. And so it's just like when that situation occurs, people can say whatever about the wrong side of the street shit. It's like a gift and a curse with the Teofimo Lopez situation. It's good that we've seen that. Hey, there ain't no excuse, man. You can go to purse bid. Feel me? And the fight can still happen. You know what I mean? If you don't like whatever's being offered, what's on the table. But it's like they only get so many chances to just keep ducking, man. To keep turning down that opportunity to fight the champ, man, who is Bud Crawford. Like, so respect to Spence. He got 2 of them, but that don't mean that he the only, as you would say, knight in the race to become the king, the true king at 47. And you got to get all them straps for that. So, I just want to see them. I just want to see this shit go the right way and stop letting the politics prevent, this actual big fight from happening. But I swear, man, Porter energy lately, man, ever since he got to that number one spot, bro, it's just been different.
Yeah. As for what
Yeah,
intangible,
I think that
go ahead,
mandate
Ray.
should go for both the champion and the you
Mm-hmm.
know the rank. Because sometimes it's not always ranked number one. For some reason, it's ranked number 2 or 3. That don't make no sense to me. But whatever, whoever is mandatory, it gotta be known. That mandate ain't just for the champion. That's for you too. Because if
Mm-hmm.
not, then you got situations like fucking Ryan Garcia.
Yeah,
You
they act
know,
like it's
like
optional. Like, no, bro, you just
yeah,
got mandated, fam. Both of y'all. The champ
Mhm.
ain't got a choice, and neither do you. You number one. So we got to keep the shit moving. And it's like, oh, if not, then hey, who's next in line? Get up out of here, man. You
What's
go to the
sad
back.
is some of these guys be ducking they championship fucking opportunities to get a
Yeah.
championship. It's like sad. As for what this man said, though, intangible, he said he doesn't back straight up in lines. He turns off. Yeah, he uses angles. That's true. He's much better than Derek Jean and Felix Diaz. I gotta agree with you there. He doesn't just back straight up, and he does turn guys. What I'm trying to say is, when he's put into certain predicaments, he goes balls to the wall and he just moves in and he starts just going for it. And if that's the only option, we've seen it happen with Brook, where he just was like, I'm just gonna go for it, you know what I mean? Because he was being outboxed, and Brook kind of just was handling him, just like dealing with him. Little slight movements, little pushes off, you know what I mean? Held him here, boom, hit him with the jab. He just kind of he sunned him. You know, I hate to say it, but he kind of just sunned him. And I'm not saying Porter was never in the fight, because he was, but he did enough to where he was doing a little more than Porter was doing. He was more successful. I think Ugas also used that line of work as well. So what I'm trying to say is, when you're in there with it, just because Bud's skinny, got a skinny frame, doesn't mean that he's not a wiry, strong dude. You know, there's a lot of dudes that carry a lot of strength and they frame don't look it. So I'm saying is, it. I think that these are going to be successes later in the fight for Bud. I'm not saying that Porter don't have a chance. I'm just saying I think as the later goes down the road, I mean, as the fight gets closer and closer to the end, you're just going to see. I feel like Bud's just going to start pulling away, and he does have also. Sometimes Porter allows dudes to go to the body. Even his dad was like, give him the body and take the head, basically for the sensationalism of getting off the shots. And for as good as the body attack is for Earl, Bud got an underrated body attack. He gets full extension in them fucking hooks when he goes to the body, and he gets perfect leverage on them shots. So I think that might go in his favor if we're going to talk about what they're doing specifically in the fight. But I'm not saying that Porter can't fight or doesn't have a chance. Nah, not at all. Because Porter is a dog, and it's boxing. So shit. Like I said,
Hey,
he's always going to bring 110.
1-2. This is my prediction right now. If the fight happened, Kenny Porter will stop the fight. Kenny Porter will stop this fight, man.
Oh wow,
He's gonna get punished, man. He's gonna get
man,
punished.
that's a bold statement, man.
That's how I feel. That's my prediction. Y'all know, as far as me, man, I make the prediction. I stand on it to the
Hey,
end. But that's how I feel, man. Not only do I think Porter gonna lose this fight, I think Kenny Porter gonna have to do something he ain't never done and throw that motherfucking towel in, bro, or step in like, nah, he ain't going out for this next round because Crawford, man, you said something accurate. When he land them accurate ass shots, bro, and he know he landing clean, bro, it ain't nothing you can do about it. It ain't nothing you can do about it, man. You on retreat mode, hoping he'll miss some of them shits.
mm-hmm.
And regroup and reset. Because if he start landing clean, yeah, I could see Kenny in there. Like, you know what, man, good fight, but
Yeah, I just don't see Porter outboxing him. I think he has successes, like, because he's a bit explosive on the inside and he rushes in, and you gotta, he don't really headbutt a lot, but he does come in with his head. So you kind of, that's what pushes a lot of these guys back. is when you coming in with your head and you just, launching big ass hooks. I don't think he intends on doing it. He just kind of bum rushes you. But now you gotta look for the heads and the hands. You know what I'm saying? So you avoiding three different things. So that's why you see these dudes kind of back up or get a little confused because they defended themselves from three different weapons. You know what I'm saying? They know the head coming, so they like. So, but what I see Bud doing though is when you, I don't know, man. Like he goes to the body, he digs low, and if you drop low, that ain't gonna be a body shot. That's gonna turn into a headshot. You're gonna run into that shit. So you start
Yep.
aiming for the chest and the body, and you throw in with bad intentions. It might be Porter that runs into some shit because Porter smothers a lot of his work coming in.
Mm-hmm.
And so I mean, I think he's gonna have success in the fight if it does go down. But I just see my take on it, my opinion. I see Bud pulling away, man, and pulling away in sensational fashion. Just my
Yeah.
take on it. And if he
Yeah.
stops the fight, like yo, we gotta get out of here. We headed back to the PBC, man. That's gonna look all the way bad. You know what I mean? So you saying Kenny like, oh, I got my chain, we out.
Yep. Yep.
Oh man.
I do think it's going to be a stoppage. I don't know if it's going to be Kenny, could be the ref, but I do think it's going to be a stoppage.
Right. I know it's gonna be a stop. I'm just trying to pick who gonna fucking stop this shit. And I'm picking Kenny. But Kenny Porter is the lucky winner.
But also too, like Porter, people say he got a suspect chin, but I think that's overblown. He got caught with some clean shots and he didn't even drop, and he was out on his feet when fucking
Did y'all see how
Spence hit him.
did y'all see how he slept Kell Brooks standing up, man?
Yeah.
We all witnessed
Twice.
that, right?
He slept him twice.
Bro. Hey man. That
The
man
first time they could have stopped it. Brooke didn't know what happened.
bro. I'm
He
talking
was like,
about
what why are you stopping it? And bouncing into both the ropes like a ping pong ball. Y'all remember that shit? He bounced from one corner to the other corner and then looked at the ref like, what you doing? He ain't know what was going on. And then when Bud started giving it to him again, he just kind of froze and
that's the thing. He thought he was still blocking. No, you was getting punched, bro.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That accuracy. He started landing this, man. Okay. Porter, we seen Porter get clipped, man.
It's a dangerous game, man. It's a dangerous game, man. You know what I mean?
You know what I think too? Because you said something about like Porter, he come in and smother his work a lot. And that's true. I think Crawford is one of them guys that if you're gonna land on him, you gotta throw straight shots. Them hooks and shit like that, them ain't gonna get it done. Well, guys like Floyd was one of them slick guys. Like you had to throw straight shots. You had to have a really good, sharp, quick jab, and throw straight shots. Them hooks and shit. He can't come in there trying to hook with Crawford, man. He gonna get countered something crazy.
Smothers his shots because he gets too much extension on his shots. Whether it be a hook, you don't shorten them up.
Yeah, it's too wide.
He don't, and even when he like throws the uppercuts, they look really good, but he not getting like he's losing power because he's not turning with it. They kind of like wide arm punches. You know what I'm saying?
I think he uses more energy than he needs to a lot.
Yeah.
Well, even though he's in a lot of shape, he's in physical shape. He got good stamina, but I still think he used just more energy than he need to, man. If he just relax, settle down, and use the burst at the right time, he'll be nice with it.
Box, and he shortened up some of them shots, and he does got a good jab. He can box. He got good foot movement. He does turn. These are all good things, and he's got good stamina. Yeah, if he sharpened up on that, I just think that's just his go-to. When he can't let that football shit go. That's what he does, though. You know what I'm saying? When he gets punched in the face, he reverts back to that. So what I'm trying to say is, if he's not having success in the fight, what he's going to do is revert to trying to bully Bud Crawford, and I think he's going to run into a brick wall.
That ain't it, yeah.
And then what's going to be the go-to? He's just going to die on his shield. You know what I mean? Go out on his shield and just keep going forward like he does. But I just feel that when Bud gets that killer instinct kicks in and he just starts letting them go and the accuracy starts getting cleaner and cleaner, it's gonna be bad news. It's gonna be bad news for Sean Porter. But Hey, it's boxing, yo.
That's what they're gonna try to do.
Hey,
They're gonna try to box Crawford. It ain't gonna work.
real quick, I gotta get going because I gotta. I'm gonna go eat. But real quick, if Porter does pull it off and wins, I think we may actually see undisputed
Oh
at
yeah,
147.
yeah. There ain't gonna be no hiccups.
If
Oh well,
Bud
yeah, for
If
sure.
if
wins,
Bud if Bud stops Porter, even if he goes to PBC, I don't think it's gonna happen because
he does some
I
sad shit.
think
They can't let
yeah,
Spence go out like that, man. You know how that is.
yeah, because think about it, Porter ain't never been stopped. If he stops Porter, especially if he stops him in a devastating way, I don't see it happening. Even if he goes to PBC, because that's just how they roll, man.
They're gonna blame it
Like,
on Kenny because Kenny gonna stop the fight. Watch.
yeah, my
Oh
bad
man,
about all this noise.
Red
But
smells it.
Wait a minute. That smell. The kind of smell.
Fight! Instances of bullshit like this are on the rise.
Horse shit.
Smells it.
all right, I'm gonna get going. Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right,
still be
Red.
in the chat though. Peace.
All
All
right,
right,
peace,
bro.
man. Get your grub on. But that's, I mean, is there anything else you want to cook on, or you got something popping up going on, BHP?
Nah, man. I just been taking it easy, handling business, spending time with the family.
Oh yeah, I feel you, man.
Um,
I got big plans, man. Big plans outside of this YouTube shit. hmm
yeah.
Making big moves.
Other than that, man, I just been, keeping my eye and ears out for the Joshua Usyk. That's the big championship right there.
Yeah,
That's happening. People making a big deal about this Joe Joyce and Takam fight. I think Joyce gonna blaze him, but yeah, talking about he's putting it all on the line. So I guess with it being really not much going on right now in boxing, like this weekend they making a big deal. Like, oh, he's risking it everything against Takam. Like, what? It's just Takam, man. He's gonna
yeah.
just
I think
tack him with a 1-2 and it's gonna be over.
I feel like with that fight, man. I hope Joyce. They say they're gonna be waiting for a minute, but he ain't got much time, man. He started a little late, so he gotta make his promotional team push that shit as hard as they can, man. Because if I don't know how long he gonna be in the game. But I mean, as long as he's taking care of himself, it's showing. So I ain't mad at Joyce, man. I like to see him fight again. You know,
Yeah,
he doing his thing. So I'm not. But when it comes to AJ and Usyk, that's an interesting fight to me. I mean, that could be a one punch knockout first round fight, but that shit could, I like them if factors, man. What if this man make him work? What if he works this man and this man get tired in there?
that'd be something.
And this dude pulls up a fucking stoppage. Like, you never know, man. It is the heavyweight division. And even though the dude came up, he did stun motherfucking he rocked dude, man, when he got in there with him with Chisora. So he gotta have some sort of pop when he sat down on his punches and let it go, let some big shit go. He landed some good shit. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's not a bad fight, but then again, you got AJ in there. AJ's quite a specimen, and he when he throws them combinations, he's explosive. And if you catch Usyk, man, he might knock them eyes like boggly eyes, man. You never know, man. So I'm interested in the fight, and shout out to Usyk too, because this is an undisputed champion moving up, and ain't no real, like, you ain't gonna get no flame from me, man. Dude giving him an opportunity. It's the closest he could get to undisputed. Can't get
Hey,
that shit in the heavyweight division. So why not fight an undisputed champion from the cruiserweight division? Shit. It
yeah,
ain't no baby belt shit, you know?
that'd be a good what? Get Usyk on your resume?
Shit.
Shit, man, you're already the heavyweight, top dog right now. So just to
Both
get
of them dudes, yeah. I'm bigging up both of them dudes. I mean, what cruiserweight? He going up for 3 belt undisputed. I mean, 3 belt coming from undisputed to try to win 3 belts, because that's what's gonna happen
Bro, that's a hell of
if
a
he
chess
pulls it
move,
off,
bro.
man. Yeah, if he pulls it off, and then you got, you know, AJ like, man, yeah, I'm cleaning everybody clock,
Hey,
bringing on all comers.
Hey, but peep this one too, kid. Like somebody said this. This is a channel called Real Talk Boxing, and he gave it up to the WBO because you know you're talking about in your topic today, Porter and Crawford, and that's a WBO ordered fight, right? So we know that the WBO is really consistent with champions who move up and going right there to the big show. You know what I'm saying? Like Usyk is going right to AJ. You know what I mean? Who already has these, you know, the 3 belts. And like you said, he coming from undisputed and potentially can become 2-time undisputed, you know, if he's successful at heavyweight. But to go from undisputed at cruiserweight to now I'm unified heavyweight champ, that opportunity came by way of the WBO.
That's true.
You feel me? So it's like we kind of got to give the WBO some props, being that they are really consistent. When you win their title, you can go and do that. That's why, like, look, Demetrius Andre, he said he kind of quiet right now. Look, man, the WBO is consistent. If you really want that Canelo smoke, take your ass up. Take your ass up to 68 and press that way, if that's what you want to do. But we know that path in the WBO is solid. Like you can go after it. If you're trying to get after it, I feel like that's a big champ sanctioning body, low key.
Yeah, because you got a lot of people that like, because we know Danny, he climbed up the WBO and was like, oh no, WB no, I'm out of this piece. They trying to make me fight Bud, and that ain't enough money, and this is this and this is that, and it's like, then the narratives came out, 3 million guaranteed flat fee, and it was like, it was not a flat fee. It was the pay-per-view upside plus the 3 million guarantee. So what's the real issue? And it's like, I'll tell you what the issue was. Bud Crawford, that's the fucking issue. I'll tell you what the issue is. The WBO at 160, Demetrius Andre, that's the fucking issue. You know, and who got the WBO at light heavy?
Light heavy, that's Joe Smith now.
Joe Smith is at the WBO.
Yep, he just won it off that. Remember the vacant one, but it was a gift. But remember, who had it initially?
It was somebody. Yeah, it was dropped somehow, right?
Was it Kovalev or no? Who had that motherfucking WBO, man?
Oh no, I forget.
Did Alvarez? Yeah, he would. Oh my bad, Alvarez had it. Cause then he take it off Kovalev, and then no, cause he got beat again. My bad. I don't know. Smith got it. I forgot how that path went. Lisa probably know. She probably know in the chat.
Yeah, maybe. But anything else you want to cook on, Black?
No, that's pretty much it. And then also Shakur is also WBO, so that kind of confirms like that's the big champ sanctioning body. Nah, man. Hey, keep that bullshit meter cracking off, man, because it ain't gonna slow down no time soon. It's definitely
Hopefully, I never had to use it again.
Shit, right. You can forget about it. Don't bet on it.
I'm not gonna lose my faith in humanity. But yo, shout out to Black Horseman for coming on. I appreciate the content you brought and you know your outlook on things, and that goes for Iron Kong, Red, the entire chat from PED to Dragon Leg, Lisa Bells, Intangible was here, Jordan was here. You know what I mean? Everybody came with LeBron, you know, even Flame on 24. And if y'all ain't check out his hot shit, man, go ahead and check that shit out, man. That shit is dope. But this the 1-2 Kid, the TAC and the UGC signing out. So
man.
Thanks for coming, y'all. Peace.
And I'm having a hard time
Now,
I'm fucking dying, man.
I make your mouthpiece obese like Della Reese. When I release, you lose teeth like little Steve.